Okay, let's dive right in. We're talking IRS refund checks today.
Yeah, specifically about when people might get them, maybe looking at late May, early June for some.
Exactly. We've been looking through a recent report that discusses these payments specifically.
And our goal here really is to sort of cut through the information in that report.
Right. Pull out the key details. Who might still be waiting for a refund check, and maybe more importantly, when could it actually arrive?
And the report's title even mentioned a potential $2,939 check.
Yeah, I saw that, suggesting that's perhaps an amount some people in this group might be expecting. We'll need to see how the report links that figure to the timing.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Straight away, this report points out a really big factor in how fast you get your refund.
And it really just boils down to how you filed, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It makes a huge difference. The report contrasts, the quick turnaround for electronic filing with direct deposit.
Which is usually pretty fast, like 8 to 21 days, assuming everything's accurate and complete.
Exactly. And the report notes that most people who filed that way, they've probably already got their money by now.
So they're likely not the main audience for this specific timing discussion today.
Probably not. The focus of this report, and so our focus here, is really on those paper returns.
Ah, the paper ones.
Yeah, they just take, significantly longer to process.
How much longer are we talking?
The report specifically mentions a time frame of 6 to 8 weeks. And crucially, that's from the moment the IRS actually receives the paper return.
6 to 8 weeks. Okay. So that group is the most likely to still be waiting for a check in the mail, say, right now.
That seems to be the primary group, yes, based on the report.
So if you're still waiting, number one reason is likely filing on paper.
Though the report did mention one potential exception.
Oh, right, the disaster victims, people who might have had extended deadlines to file.
Exactly. So they could also potentially still be in the queue.
Gotcha. But the main driver for this late May, early June timing we're discussing
is definitely linked to those paper returns filed around the deadline and those 6 to 8 week processing estimates from the report.
Okay, and here's where the report apparently got quite specific. It didn't just give a general window.
No, which is helpful. It actually provides estimated delivery schedules specifically for the paper checks based on when the return was likely filed.
Okay. And it laid out, like a couple of different timelines?
Yeah, essentially 2 possibilities presented in the report based on returns filed around the tax deadline. It used examples specifically for filings between April 18th and April 23rd.
And the timelines depend on whether processing takes closer to 6 weeks or the full 8 weeks.
Precisely.
Okay, so walk us through an example from the report. Let's say someone filed on paper and it arrived at the IRS on April 18th.
All right. For that April 18th filer, the report's 6-week estimate suggests a check might arrive around May 30th.
Okay, end of May. But what if processing takes longer, towards that 8-week mark?
Well, for that same April 18th filing date, the report's 8-week estimate pushes the potential arrival date closer to June 13th.
Mid-June, then. And the report had similar estimates for returns filed a few days after that, too.
It did. For paper returns filed between April 18th and April 23rd, the report's table showed the 6-week estimates landing somewhere between May 30th and June 6th.
And following that logic, the 8-week estimates for those same April 18th to 23rd filing dates.
Those fell, according to the report, between June 13th and June 20th.
That's quite a potential spread in dates.
It is. And it's really important to stress, the report emphasizes this too. These are estimates. The actual time for any individual check could vary within that 6 to 8 week range.
Right, not guarantees. So let's try and summarize what this means for listeners. If you filed a paper return, got it in right around the April deadline, maybe in that April 18th to 23rd window, the report highlights.
Then yes, according to this source, you could potentially be getting your check anytime from the very end of May through about mid-June.
Depending entirely on whether your specific return processing time is closer to 6 weeks or closer to 8.
Exactly. And this time frame, late May to mid-June, that seems to be where the report connects that potential $2,939 figure mentioned in its title.
Ah, okay. So suggesting that some people receiving checks in this window might be seeing roughly that amount?
That appears to be the connection the report makes, yeah.
Okay. Now, if you are in this boat, waiting, feeling a bit uncertain, does the report mention any way to get, a specific update?
Yes, thankfully, it points people towards the tool the IRS offers, that Where's My Refund tool.
Right, the official IRS tool.
It's free, available online, and it's designed to give you information specifically about your refund status, so you're not just guessing based on general estimates.
Good to know. Okay, so summing up this deep dive based purely on this report we looked at.
The main takeaway really is targeted at those who filed paper returns right around the April deadline.
And for that group, the report indicates potential check delivery dates starting around late May and stretching into June.
Correct, with the specific timing depending on whether your processing hits closer to 6 weeks or the full 8 weeks from when the IRS got the return.
So knowing these potential timelines, as presented in this report, might offer, a bit of clarity or help with planning if you're one of the people waiting on that physical check.
It can certainly give you a potential window to anticipate based on these source estimates.
And maybe just one final thought to leave people with, something sparked by this report's findings.
Okay.
That massive difference in timing. Getting your refund back electronically in, a few days or weeks.
Versus potentially waiting 2 months, maybe even more if you filed by paper.
Yeah. It's pretty striking, isn't it?
It really is a significant gap.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? What might be the reasons or maybe the bigger implications behind such a stark difference in processing speed? Just something to think about.